What is up, everybody? I am Nick, and we are going to continue my ranking of each kill in the Halloween franchise. I have done Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3. I recently did Halloween 4, and now it is time for the absolute best Halloween movie ever made, Halloween 5. As I said, it doesn't get any better than Halloween 5. Obviously, I'm fucking around. If you guys know me, you know I despise this goddamn movie. I think it is the most blatantly disrespectful movie in the franchise. You can make an argument that some movies are worse, but for me, Halloween 5 has the worst sins of any movie in the franchise, which I've made other videos about before, and I'm sure I'm going to make other videos about again. That's not why we're here. We're here to rank the kills. So even though I don't like this movie, it's still Michael Myers carving some fuckers up on Halloween night. So let's get into it. As with the prior videos, there's some that I've lumped in together that might be one scene where it's multiple people. So doing that, I'm ranking 10 kills here. So coming in at number 10 is going to be the Clown Cops. Why is this ranked last? Simple. They did not show it. I love off-screen kills sometimes, but these guys were so brutal, so horrible, so any adjective you can think of that means awful, that I wanted to see them fucking die. And we just get Tina running to the cop car and seeing them already dead. Why not let us see that? I would have just loved to see Michael take a knife and just slit their fucking throats. So they didn't let us see it, even though they built up how big of a doofus and idiots these guys are. It ranks last because we didn't get to see the payoff of them being brutally fucking killed. I hate it. It pisses me off. So that's why it's last. Coming in at number 9, speaking of shit that pisses me off, the most disrespectful kill in the entire franchise. And yes, that includes Laurie in Resurrection. I think this is way worse. And that is Rachel. My God. Where to even start with this? It's a daytime kill, which I usually actually like daytime kills. But you got Michael hanging out in the closet. Laurie's putting on her sweater, and Michael comes out of the closet, and he ducks out and goes to the other room. What? And then she hears a noise. She sees the picture broken, and Michael comes and stabs her in the shoulder. And that's all we get. And she's gone until we see her body in the climax of the movie. Absolutely horrible. I don't mind killing her. I understand what they're doing, looking for shock value and showing that everyone's, able to get killed. I get all that. But she deserved so much more after her heroism from Halloween 4. She deserved to die saving Jamie's life. And they took that from us. One of many sins with Halloween 5, as I said. But it just grinds my gears, as the meme says. So it's at number 9 for me. I hate it. Let's move on. Coming in at number 8 is going to be the Hermit that for some reason kept Michael alive for a year. For some reason. Another kill. This one's just kind of dumb, You got Jamie telepathically linked to her uncle. She kind of does this, pretending that Michael's putting on the mask or showing that he's putting on the mask. And then Michael just stabs this hermit in the back. And, you get some lightning flashes for some mood. But other than that, dumb. Nobody gives a shit. Moving on. Coming in at number 7 is going to be a combined kill. And it's going to be Sheriff Meeker and all the other cops at the station that were killed by the Man in Black. Another sin of Halloween 5 is this Man in Black. I know you're probably getting sick of me saying all this shit is dumb, but it's Halloween 5. Come on. Yeah, just dumb that, the Man in Black comes in with what looks like, is it a Tommy gun? Jesus Christ, what is this, Dick Tracy? But he comes in with some crazy gun and just starts shooting them. You see Meeker defending himself and gets shot. The only reason this is higher than some of the others is you get the cool scene with kind of Jamie slowly wandering through the police station, and you see the bars kind of destroyed and Michael gone. That is the only reason it's not lower on this list. So it's number 7 for me. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Eddie. Who is Eddie? Good question. I had to look it up myself. He is the cop that is waiting outside the Myers house when Jamie and Loomis and the other cop, Charlie, who I'll get to in a moment, are waiting for Michael. Michael pulls up in, I believe it's another cop car, right? Smashes into the car and just starts taking this Eddie cop's head and just beating it down on the steering wheel till he's a bloody pulp. Most movies, this would be kind of towards the bottom of the list. Because this is Halloween 5, it is middle of the pack, which is crazy to me. But yeah, it's not a bad kill by any means. It doesn't really do much for me except for, alert us that Michael, as Loomis says to Charlie, Michael Myers is outside. Stay with the little girl. That's all it does, is tell us that Michael's there. But it's all right. So let's move on to the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Michael. Not Myers, but Tina's douchebag boyfriend, Michael. So this is middle of the pack. Like I said, there's 10. This is number 5. Not a bad kill. Another daytime kill, which, as I stated, I don't mind. If done right, they can be cool. And this kill's all right. You have Michael Myers coming with what's like a garden rake or garden claw or something. Takes it and smashes it down on, we'll call him Mikey, because that's what he's been called to create less confusion. But he smashes it down on Mikey's car, which he's seen, and we've seen that Mikey is obsessed with not a scratch on his goddamn car, and just drags it on there. And then you got Mikey, stand up, pretend to be a badass. All right, asshole, you want to play trick or treat? Michael, chokes him. And then you actually get a cool view. It's Halloween 5. It's not Halloween 1, so I'm not going to grade it as hard as, showing the shape's face. But you get a cool view of Mikey's view of the rake coming right at the camera, and he, boom, puts it in the forehead. And then Michael Myers, kind of grabs him and drags him off to the side. And he's just... The reason I halfway like this kill is it shows that Michael Myers is, kind of toying with the guy a little bit. And, he's thinking ahead. He wants to use his car. So he ends up putting on, the mask that Tina got Mikey earlier. So it just kind of shows that he's actually coming up with a plan on how he's going to, eliminate all these people around Jamie. So it's pretty interesting. But as far as the actual kill goes, it's all right, Let's get to number 4. Number 4 is going to be Charlie, the cop I mentioned earlier, who was protecting Jamie at the Myers house. Couple things here. It's a pretty okay scene. I don't want to say it's a good scene because it's not a good scene, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's the least of this fucking movie's problems. But it's not bad. But you have Michael bursting through the door. Charlie shoots him a couple times, and then he's got this look on his face like, And then all of a sudden Michael bursts through the door, grabs him, starts, I don't know if he's stabbing him or what, but basically he ends up taking the rope ladder that Charlie was going to use to get him and Jamie to escape to hang him outside the house. And the reason I have this so high is because you get a cool visual after Charlie is killed. He's hanging there from the house, and you see Michael standing inside the window, just kind of admiring. I don't think we get a head tilt. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, we might. But wait, that would make it go up a little bit too. The reason it's not super high, obviously, is because the house that it happens at is the Myers house, and this is not the Myers house. If what I just said makes no sense to you, go watch the movie. I'm going to say it again. It's at the Myers house, but this is not the Myers house. Yeah, that actually does make sense if you've seen this goddamn movie. All right, so let's get into the top 3. Now we can actually kind of sing some praises. Maybe I don't want to get too far. But number 3 is going to be Samantha, who is killed in the barn with a scythe. And this is actually a pretty cool kill. It's cool for one of the later sequels, I'll say. The reason that I put it up so high is a couple things. Number 1, you get the cool blood splatter after Michael swings it and takes her out. And number 2, Michael using farming equipment, which I'll continue with my next with the next kill on this list. But using farming equipment is very autumnish. It's one of the things I will say I do like about Halloween 5 is some of the equipment he uses is very autumnish. It almost seems like stuff you would see at the beginning in the opening credits of Halloween 4, which is probably the best compliment I've ever given this movie, to be honest. But yeah, I like that he uses the scythe. That's a pretty cool kill weapon. So yeah, it's at number 3. Coming in at number 2, like I said, another farming equipment, and that's going to be another farming equipment kill is going to be Spitz, who gets killed with a pitchfork. Okay, pretty cool scene. You know, Spitz and Sam are having sex. You know, Spitz is doing his thing. You know, I feel like Spitz would seem like more of a douche if Mikey wasn't so big of a douche. But because Mikey's so big of a douche, you know, Spitz kind of gets his douchiness gets kind of left in the wayside. But yeah, so Spitz and Sam are having sex, and all of a sudden Michael just kind of walks out of nowhere, takes the pitchfork, boom, it goes right through his fucking chest. You know, Sam's screaming. Cool kill. I like the fact that Michael just does it and then just kind of walks away. As much as I don't want to see the shape kind of walking like that sometimes, it was a cool scene. So it's at number 2 for me. Which brings us to number 1. Wait, did I forget someone? You guys have probably been waiting for this the whole time. Number 1 is going to be Tina Williams. Yes, Tina is the best of something. But hold the phone. The reason that she is number 1 is because I was waiting all goddamn movie for this. She is the most annoying character ever. I think she's probably... her and Busta are right up there in this franchise. But look, most people, 80%, well, probably more, probably 90% of people hate Tina. I've run into a few people that like her, and that's fine. If you guys like her, that is fine. Own that. Own what you like. There is nothing wrong. Just because I say something sucks for me doesn't mean it can't be good for you. But for me, Tina's fucking terrible. This is the death that Rachel should have got. Okay? Sacrificing herself to save Jamie. I'll give Tina credit for that. She sacrificed herself at the last minute to save Jamie. But I was so happy to see this kill, even though it's just a fucking knife in the chest, which was actually pretty gory because you can see the knife really go in there. But she sacrifices herself to save Jamie, and she sacrifices herself to save the goddamn audience because we couldn't take it anymore. So Tina, you're number 1. Get killed again. Find a way to get killed again. I don't care. You're annoying. And that's number 1 for me. So what's number 1 for you guys? Give me some of your top 2 or 3 of this movie. I know it can be difficult, but it's cool to do these rankings. And please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you.